Morris and Derek Bell scheduled next week. Log on to ESPN.com and up-close archives to watch any show, anytime on the internet. Join us. More to get to with Tommy Morrison. His uncle called his father the devil incarnate. Was the Duke doomed to end up in prison? And what's next for the former champ?
Up Close is a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com, part of the Go Network, go.com.
Welcome back to Up Close. We continue with Tommy Morrison from the Southwest Arkansas Community Punishment Center. Tommy, you were named after your father's brother, who died in a construction accident. We talked about your dad's difficulties. Your mother was accused but acquitted of knifing a woman who your dad was philandering with. You got a brother who's in a Missouri prison. Do you feel sometimes, because of your family situation, your upbringing, and the way that your dad treated you, never be a wuss, and the violence that was involved there, that somehow you were doomed to someday end up like this?
No, I don't feel like I was ever doomed to be in a place like this. I think I was kind of the pillar of the family. If someone would have told me I would be in prison a couple of years ago, it would have been, very hard to believe. But one of my drawbacks was once my boxing career ended, I started hanging around with them. These are all guys that grew up in high school. They were all into drugs, even though drugs has never been a part of my life, and it couldn't be because of the fact that I was a professional fighter. And they do drug tests, before and after fights. And but hanging around that type of crowd, that reflected on me in a bad way. And when I walk out of this place, I walk out of here with no friends. I have to start all over. And but I've been there before. Seems like I've been fighting all my battles going uphill, but I always reach the top because, just like God says, God doesn't expect us to be perfect, but He just expects us never to quit trying.
Tommy, you had a doctor who told you should be dead by 98. You thought that the world might come to an end either in the millennium or sometime in 2000. How do you feel now?
Well, first of all, yeah, I've been told that by 4 doctors. 4 years ago, I was supposed to be dead. But as far as, God is coming back. I mean, He's coming back soon. And people that are students of the Bible, people that study Bible prophecy, it tells of all the things that are going to be going on in the world right before He comes back. But most people are blinded by money. People think money is the root of all evil. Well, it's not money that's the root of all evil. It's the love of money that's the root of all evil. And people will they're too busy chasing a buck instead of picking up a Bible and reading what the rules are, what the regulations are, what God's law is. It should be engraved in everybody's heart. I'm a student of the Bible. I always have been. It was forced on me as a child, and I thank my dad for that now. That's probably the only thing I can thank him for. But he had a very significant influence on my life, not so much for the good, but for the worst. But it's gotten me to where I am now, and I have big plans when I leave here. I want to pursue acting with the same dedication that I did boxing, and I feel that there's a whole new generation of actors coming onto the scene. I want to be a part of that. I'm still friends with Sylvester Stallone, and he'll probably be the first guy I call to try and help me get my foot back in the door, do something positive. I want to start going around and speaking to high schools, speaking to colleges, seminars. I'd like to write a book about my life story.
Well, it's quite a story.
It's going to be very shocking to a lot of people.
Well, Tommy, we thank you for sharing part of your story today, and best of luck serving out the rest of your sentence there. We look forward to your comeback.
Thank you very much.
I'm Gary Miller in Los Angeles. Thanks for joining us. Tomorrow, Kurt Schilling.